Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem live on StreamYard and YouTube.com. It is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio, awaiting possibly Dee Woodson and Michael Bullock. Hopefully, they do show up for tonight's show. We don't know if they're gonna or not. However, tonight was a big night in the world of professional wrestling, guys, as it was first off the AEW 1 year anniversary show. So we got that. Also, we had was NXT, but I think we all can agree everybody was all watching AEW's tonight for the 1 year anniversary event. And guys, what a night that it was. We started it off first fight of the night with the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line. FTR putting the belts on the line against the Best Friends. FTR successfully defends the title at 16 minutes and 44 seconds. What a match. What a way to jump this off. 3 to 3.5 stars. I'll go more 3.5 than anything else. This was a great start to the event. What a matchup. Great psychology all the way around. Great match. Great match all to be had. And the right team won. Unfortunately, as much as I may like and have a lot of love for the Best Friends, FTR's right now just on a class among itself. So nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, it is all yours, my friend. FTR successfully defends the AEW World Tag Team titles.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. FTR, you said it. They're in a class of their own. I'm going to take it one step further. They are the best tag team in the world of professional wrestling, hands down, right now. There's no question about it. I mean, it's going to take a Herculean effort to beat those guys. That's all I'm going to say. So, 3 3/4 to 4 stars is my rating for this. AEW's tag team division has been a big part of the company since the beginning. So starting the anniversary show with the tag title match seemed appropriate. FTR hasn't been part of AEW for very long, but Best Friends have been around since day one. Any kind of dirty finish is going to anger a certain percentage of fans, but the ending to this match made perfect sense. FTR are bad guys, and winning this way was a classic heel move. The match itself was a lot of fun. They used traditional tag team setups, but incorporated a few modern techniques to keep a quick pace. This was a very good opening bout and a great way to set the tone for the rest of this special show here tonight. So really nothing more to say on this. 3 3/4 to 4. That's my rating for this. So MF set me up for the next match, which I'll start off on.
Sorry about that. I was dealing with something here. All right. So with that said, we'll just move right along. Next match we had was Kip Sabian and Miro. They went up against they went up against Sean Mulala and Lee Johnson. Miro and Kip Sabian wins in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. I'm guessing we're going to just totally bypass this.
Yes.
There's really nothing to really talk about here. So next up we had was a promo segment by MJF. I'm not even going to do it. Yeah, it's with Chris Jericho. We're just going to blow by that. TNT title on the line as it was Cody going up against Orange Cassidy and the winner of the bout. Well, unfortunately, the match ended in a time limit draw. So, I'm thinking automatic NA, Anthony?
No. This was the fight of the night. I don't care.
All right.
This was the fight of the night for me. 4 to 4 1/4 stars. I don't give a damn if it ended in a time limit draw. This was easily the best performance Orange Cassidy has had in AEW. It even managed to outdo his Mimosa Mayhem match with Jericho in terms of the quality of wrestling. Cody almost played the heel by default, even if he wasn't employing a lot of illegal tactics. He showed some anger, broke a few rules, and almost seemed like he wanted to make an example out of Cassidy for what he saw as disrespectful behavior. This match told just as much of a story as they could have with a couple of weeks of build-up. These two make great opponents, and, well, I was going to say it would be a shame if this was just a one-off encounter, but it's not. I'm going to get into that in a moment. The time limit draw finish was a good way to keep both men looking good. We don't see this kind of ending very often, so it doesn't feel like a cheap finish the way a DQ would have. But folks, we don't have to wait long. We do have to wait a couple weeks. I believe they said in 2 weeks, Orange Cassidy will get his rematch against Cody for the TNT Championship, in which I have to say, in the immortal words of Wayne's World, good call. That's all I'm going to say on that. So we want to see it again. Nothing was settled tonight. Let's turn these two loose one more time. And the only thing that I'm praying for is that we get a decisive winner, regardless of who comes out on top. So that's all I can say on this. 4 to 4.25. Even with the time limit draw finish, this was still, to me, the fight of the night. So nothing more to say. MF, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're gonna turn these two loose again, and hopefully this time we'll have a clear-cut winner.
I think you can say that this was easily fight of the night. Yes, I'll give you that, and everything else. I'm just disappointed that it ended in a time limit draw. I mean, there's no resolution in a time limit draw. I just don't. I feel disgusted that that's the way that this match ended. Now, don't get me wrong. Great match, great battle, hell of a performance by both men. They tore the house down, no doubt about it. Best match of the evening. But how on. I mean, okay, I get it. You didn't want to make either one lose, but time limit draws is very uncommon in wrestling nowadays. It's almost unheard of in wrestling. I think you got to go back to really the old school WWF or like Stampede Wrestling, NWA, AWA. That was the last time I could ever remember matches that ended in time limit draws. It's been a long time since we had one happen like that. And even for us, we were all like, really? Time limit draw? Come on, 5 more minutes? Can we just let them fight, let them decide it? But no, AEW's like, no, we're gonna park it here, guys. Sorry, guys. We'll give it to you again in 2 weeks. But for now, we're gonna park it here, and we're just gonna let it be. So I know you guys wanted a resolution. Unfortunately, we got more on the show tonight because this is 1 year anniversary. So we'll just got to move right on along. Ugh. All right, I guess we can live with that. So next up we had was Hikaru Shida versus Big Swole for the AEW Women's Title. Hikaru Shida wins the match in 8 minutes and 53 seconds. Good match. 3 stars. I like the action. Obviously, the AEW women are not really the best in AEW. I think we've made that point very clear, abundantly clear, time after time after time. But this was a good, solid match. I was thoroughly impressed. I thought they both looked good. They both fought good. I love that Shida kept the title. She deserves the belt. But props to Big Swole. She had a very good performance. It was sloppy in certain areas. It wasn't a masterpiece. No way, no how. But good match, solid fight. Anthony Florio. This was relatively well done, decent.
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards 2.5 to 3 on this. I'm right there with you. This match started out well. They were hitting each other hard and putting on a good show. The longer it went, the more mistakes we started to see. Missing a kip up is one thing, but the ref trying to count a pin when Swole's shoulders were clearly off the mat was a big mistake. The ending seemed a little abrupt, but the outcome made sense. Shida has taken on all comers, and defeating Swole, who has been on a roll lately, solidifies her as the top woman in the division, hands down. So, that's really all I can say on that. So, who's next? Well, you saw Nyla Rose in there. I don't know if they're reconsidering going down that road again. I mean, it's very possible they might go down that road again. We'll see. But I don't know what else there is to say here. So, 2.5 to 3, and Shida, she's going to need herself a dance partner come Full Gear in a few weeks. So, all I can say on that, 2.5 to 3. So, Really nothing more to say. MF, I do believe it's main event time if there's not anything else.
AEW World Title on the line. Jon Moxley versus Lance Archer. Winner of the bout in 12 minutes and 38 seconds. And still the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jon Moxley. Florio, it is yours.
Third best fight of the night. I'm going to give this about 3.25 to 3.5 stars for the effort. This match was only 15 minutes long with a commercial break, but they fit enough into it to make it feel almost twice as long in a good way. Moxley and Archer took each other to their limit and hit all of their big moves along the way. Having Moxley retain was predictable, but was still the right call. Starting a feud between Moxley and Kingston is great, but it feels a little too soon. Kingston should rack up some more wins before he gets a title opportunity. This match was a great way to end the anniversary show, and it definitely put Archer on the map as a main event player in AEW. And in all, this was a very solid episode of Dynamite to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. So that's all I can say on this. 3.25, 3.5, third best fight of the night for me. So nothing more to say. MF looks like Eddie Kingston's going to be the next in line. I'm thinking Full Gear maybe, if not sooner. MF, it's yours. I'm all set here.
I'm sorry, I forgot to unmute my mic. So, no, I mean, I agree with that. Eddie Kingston looked really good, and there's really nothing. I mean, the match was all right. It was a solid main event. I don't think there was really nothing much more to add here. I thought it was a solid show. Good, very good show. There was like maybe one or two matches that I could have done without. But I thought all in all, this was a solid anniversary show. So I give this a solid 8. 8 out of 10. I think it was a very good show. It was probably a lot more better than we thought. And, you know, we knew that the expectations were really high for the anniversary show. And I think they delivered it in a very good way. So nothing more to say. Anthony, 8 out of 10 for me. It's yours.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, we had 3 very good matches, 1 solid in the middle match, and 1 dud match. I mean, you can't really ask for much more than that. Cody and Orange Cassidy, the TNT title, that was the fight of the night. The World Tag Team titles, a slight second, a smidgen behind. Main event rounds out the top 3. The women's match was solid, but not overly spectacular. And then we had a squash match, which was a dud, and then the ongoing nonsense with MJF and Jericho, which hopefully will lead to a big time payoff. That's all I can ask for, really. So 3 very good matches, 1 solid okay match, okay segment, and all that. I think this is more 7.5 to 8. I'll agree to disagree on this. So about 7.5 to 8. I think last week's show was a little bit better, mainly because of that 5-star classic dog collar match we saw a week ago that we're still gushing over. So there's really nothing more to say on that. So with that being said, MF, let's head on over to NXT now.
And NXT started with the tag team match as it was Undisputed Era versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, where the winners will get a title shot at the NXT World Tag Team Championship. The winners and number 1 contenders was the Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish will get the title shot. 13 minutes, 26 seconds. What a way to start it. This was a good opener. You know what? It's funny. AEW started with a tag team fight. NXT started with a tag team fight. Yes, I'll give AEW the victory for the better tag team fight, but this one was really good. This one was solid. It was an easily for me 3.25 stars. I don't think there was anything bad. This was an excellent jump off, and NXT came out firing tonight. They knew that the anniversary show was going to be good, and they came out ready with lumber. So I loved it. Great job. Right team won. Anthony, it's yours.
What was your rating?
3.25.
3.5. As expected, Lorcan and Birch put on a show with Undisputed Era to start the night. Both teams brought their all to a match with massive stakes. While it wasn't as good as the original UE match versus the Brawlers, it was still great for television. It seems likely Undisputed Era is set to break up. Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish remain heels, while Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are playing the baby faces. The group in its current form has run its course. There are several money matches in pitting the Undisputed Era members against one another. We would love to see that. One match in particular that I have wanted to see with the Undisputed Era for years, and that's been Adam Cole versus Roderick Strong. I mean, that's the big money match for me. So that's really all I can say on this. 3.5 stars. That's my rating for this. Definitely one of the fights of the night. It's in my top 3 for sure. So nothing more to say. MF, set me up for the next match.
Well, sit on the bench, Florio, because you're gonna have to take one. You're gonna have to wait. Then we had Ashanti the Adonis versus Jake Atlas. Jake Atlas wins in 1:51. Skip, automatic. Next up, all right, here's one for you, Anthony Florio. Austin Theory 1-on-1 against Johnny Gargano, and Johnny Gargano wins the match in 10 minutes and 44 seconds. So, Florio, take this one for a spin.
Will do. Fantastic match. I got to give this about 3.75 to 4 stars. I mean, this was the best match of Austin Theory's NXT career. Johnny Gargano brought out the best in him. This was fast-paced fun throughout. The two both showed off their personality, and Gargano was able to play the babyface while not losing his opportunistic character. This is a match that should be revisited at some point. Theory continues to lose repeatedly. Hopefully the plan is not for him to get over by being competitive alone. He needs to start winning, or he will fall to the background just as much as he did during his brief run on Monday Night Raw. So that's really all I can say on this. 3.75 to 4 stars. You can make an argument for fight of the night here. So that's all I can say on this. So MF, what a banger of a match.
Yeah, 3.75 for me. This was excellent. I loved it. I love the psychology. I love the action. This was amazing wrestling. Go out of your way to watch this match. This is a must-see fight. You got to see it, this one. And speaking of must-see fights, we had another must-see match, as it was Candace Larae versus Shotty Blackheart, where the winner will receive an NXT women's title match at Halloween Havoc, the next NXT TakeOver USA special. And the winner of the match is Candace LeRae at 12 minutes and 5 seconds. You could make an argument that this was fight of the night. I mean, this was another 3.75 to 4 stars. I'm going to say it. Shotzi looked amazing. This was her personal best. This was Candace's personal best. This was an excellent match from beginning to end. Candace deserves the shot. No doubt about it. My heart breaks for Shotzi because I really thought Shotzi was going to get it. But there was a moment where I thought she had it, but she didn't. Candace won it. She gets Io Shirai. They get a rematch. And Shotzi, sweetheart, be proud of yourself. This was your personal best, in my opinion, tonight. You absolutely shined in the NXT stage, and you will be a future champion. You'll get a shot one of these days. Tonight was not your night, but damn it, you stole the show from me. Anthony, I'm going to make an argument here that this should be fight of the night. I mean, this was unbelievable. 3.75 to 4.
Absolutely. And one thing that surprises me, I kind of thought Shotzi was going to go over, considering she's going to be the host, if you will, of the Halloween Havoc show in a couple weeks.
I thought so too. I really thought she was going to go over. There was a moment where she almost did it.
I guess they feel maybe she needs a little more seasoning here. I think she's ready for a title shot. I really do. But I think they might be leaning towards, the Gargano way, but we'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, yes, this was definitely the fight of the night here. Solid 4 stars. On a night that continues to deliver in the matches that matter, Candace LeRae and Shotty Blackheart were great together. While Candace LeRae can fully sell as a dominant heel against many women, she is perfectly suited to that role against Shotty Blackheart as a young wrestler and smaller competitor. The two went back and forth throughout with many great moments. They did not overuse their signature offense, and Blackheart only had to show her true resilience with one defiant kick out against the springboard moonsault. This is a match to return to soon. That's all there is to say on that. Perhaps, maybe, if they put the title on Candace LeRae, maybe this is where we could have Shotzi get the moment here. I don't know. We'll see. But I really thought, with Shotzi being the host of the Halloween Havoc show in a couple weeks, I really thought that they were going to set her up for, to make her night even bigger by going for the title. Having her be the host of this show, and then on top of that, have the biggest match of her career to this point against Io Shirai. But then again, when you put Candice LeRae and Io Shirai together, there's always magic there. So I know there's going to be magic.
Oh, they're going to have great matches. They're going to have a war.
I mean,
get ready for a possible fight of the night there.
Yes, absolutely. If it's anything like the match they had in Toronto last year.
Oh my God.
Imagine getting something like that on network television and not the network.
Yeah. If USA gives us that match, if they do a carbon copy of that match and we get it on USA, if they even do the side by side, not only are we talking possible 5, but we might be talking women's match of the year.
Absolutely.
It's very possible.
Yes, it certainly is. So we're gonna have to wait and see on that. But
yep.
But Candace and Io, every time they get together, it's magic, and there is no doubt in my mind they're gonna steal the dang show at the CWC in a couple of weeks as part of Halloween Havoc. I mean, the first Halloween Havoc in 20 years since WCW. So and it's on network television, free television nonetheless, not the network
on USA.
So, yeah, so how cool is that? I mean, all those years from 1988 or 9 or whenever it started to the year 2000 in WCW. I mean, some memorable moments came out of that. This one with NXT, you already have one memorable moment for damn sure. So that's all I can say. So solid 4 stars. I would have given it 4 1/4, but I didn't really like how Candace won the match. The nefarious means, but she is a heel. That's what you got to do. Win's a win. Do whatever you have to do to get it, and that's all there is to say. But I will give it solid 4 for the effort. Fight of the night, hands down. So Candace, Io, 2 weeks from now, Halloween Havoc. Do what you've always done. Give us more magic. We want to see it, and we have faith in you. We know you'll do it. Move on.
All right, we're going to blow by because there was a couple of matches that I'm just going to blow by through. Toni Storm went up against Aaliyah. Toni Storm wins the match in 2 minutes and 32 seconds. That was a really good introduction to Toni Storm for the NXT fans in the United States. Many don't really know her. She was a big name in the Mae Young Classic. She's a big name in NXT UK.
She won it.
Yep, she won it. But I was going to say, but not that many people know her in the States. This is really the first true introduction for Toni Storm. She looked good. Impressive win over Anthony's girl, Aaliyah. We know how much he loves her. But unfortunately, not a good night for her, for Aaliyah. Toni wins. Then we had Imperium. Marcel Barzel and Fabian Eichner versus Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. Imperium wins the match in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm not gonna raise any more than that. Look, it was fine. Imperium gets their win back. They're you know they're gonna be in the tag team title conversation. There's really nothing more to add on that. We're just gonna dive bomb into the main event. Where actually, hold, I gotta give you a quick thought because okay, here's a couple of things that needs to be noted. First, at Halloween Havoc, we will have Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez. Of course, Candace LeRae versus Io Shirai for the women's title. And next week, Breezango will fight with the Undisputed Era, and the NXT World Tag Team titles will be on the line. So that's everything that's coming up for you guys on NXT. Main event was the fight for the North American title. Damian Priest versus Dexter Lumis. Damian Priest wins the match in 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Very good main event. Solid way to close it. I gotta give this at least 3.25 stars. I thought there was a solid main event. I really enjoyed it. I liked the match. The outcome was never in doubt. So, no, I'm happy with the outcome. And Anthony Florio, we've been very high on Damian Priest. He has proven it yet again. A very successful title defense against a very gamed Dexter Lumis. This was a very good main event.
How good was it? What was your rating?
3.5 stars.
3.5. Okay, just wanted to be sure. That's about right. I mean, the Archer of Infamy is a fascinating competitor to watch. As he grows more confident with the WWE style, he looks better in the ring. He works like a cruiserweight despite his size. His title reign has been a huge opportunity for him to show his talent to everyone. This was a good match that may have been too focused on Priest. Despite the length, it often felt heavily one-sided. The final stretch was especially fun as both men went all out. The right man won for now, though Lumis may soon be the right competitor to dethrone the Archer of Infamy. Although, I mean, there's an argument to be made for Cameron Grimes, but the ending was certainly overly dramatic. However, it is appropriate for the ridiculous nature of Halloween Havoc. So, about 3.25 to 3.5 on this one. I can agree with that. So, there's really nothing more to say, and I'll start it off for the final thought when it comes to this edition of NXT this evening, and we have to give the night once again to AEW. I mean, I felt AEW was the better show. AEW only had one cutout match. We had about 3 on this one, maybe 4 at least. But
I counted 3.
Okay, 3 cutout matches. That's about right. So but we balanced it out with 3 very good matches. So I could probably give this about a solid 7 out of 10 for this. I mean, Candace LeRae, Shotty Blackheart, that was the fight of the night. Second best fight of the night was Undisputed Era against Lorcan and Birch. Then you had Theory and Gargano. Actually, we had 4 good matches on this show. With the main event in there, you also had Gargano and Theory, and then there was that other match that was Larae and Blackheart fight of the night. That's right. The tag team match, Gargano and Theory, and the main event. You had 4 very good matches, but we had 3 cutouts, and that definitely kills the rating a little bit. Another good week of wrestling. Nothing really must see, but some good matches. Solid angle advancement. The women's division continues to be the best in the world. And plus, to making Halloween Havoc feel like a fun show. So I could probably say maybe a solid 7, at best 7.5. But I would have to say a slight win to AEW. Not just because it was their anniversary show, but also because the tiebreaker here, cutouts. AEW only had 1, NXT had 3. So got to give the slight edge to AEW. So 7.25, I think is the correct rating for this. So So there's really nothing more to say. MF put a bow on it.
7 out of 10 for me, and that's all I'm going to add. So, guys, tomorrow night is College Football Thursday, hosted by Anthony Florio. He's going to give us all the rundown on all the action on college football. Friday night at 10:30 is another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk, as we'll be covering SmackDown Live. Saturday is NFL Saturday, as always, hosted by Anthony Florio at 10:30, as we'll be running down the entire craziness of the NFL. It's going to be week 6 of the National Football League season. Monday night, we do it all over again, starting with Ridiculously Raw, their season premiere of Monday Night Raw, with the now revamped lineup of roster guys that they did via the WWE draft. And then we'll do this 1 week from tonight, another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem. So for Anthony Florio, I am Michael Fletcher, saying so long, everybody. We will see you tomorrow night. So long for now.
Goodbye.